Hey everybody, Michelle Sizemore here at michellesizemore.com with one L in my first name on my website link. I'm a Creative Memories Advisor, and today you'll learn how to make this page using the Coastal Shore Collection and the Fishnet Border Punch. And all right, let's go. Everything we need is in here in my Power Project sleeve. I like to organize this way. It's just got a slit at the top and the side so you can easily keep things together for a project. And this is the paper pack that I used. I used both sides of this paper and I used this paper. So I'll give y'all a close-up look at the colors and designs in there. It's really pretty. Okay, the first thing I'll do is let's cut this piece of lighthouse paper. And I made myself a note on the paper what size to cut it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to use a scrap piece of paper first. And it needs to be 1.5 inches wide. Now I want to make sure I get the whole lighthouse and sailboat and lighthouse and house and sailboat in there, and I don't crop it off. So the first thing I'm going to do, you know what, I don't think I'm going to be able to use this scrap piece because of the circle that's in there, so I'm going to get a new piece. The first thing I want to do is cut like along about right here, so it's above these lighthouses, so that it won't cut the tips off. So I just want to get a straight edge that won't cut off the lighthouses. I'm going to open up my arm and make sure my little foot is flipped out to keep things straight. And this is a time when I think it's good to use this little clear thing. A lot of people don't know about it, but let me hold this up here so y'all can see it. There's a little clear thing right here, and it has a black line in it. And it goes all the way down, and it allows you to be able to see exactly where the paper will be cut. And you always cut on this left-hand side dotted line, so that line matches up with the left-hand side dotted line. This is just the perfect piece of paper where I would use that because it has a design that I want to make sure I don't cut off. So here we go. I'm looking at this line, and this is the left-hand side dotted line. It's a little close to me, so I'm going to come down a little bit. And I think that's good, but I'm just going to use this guideline to make sure I'm not cutting off any tops of lighthouses, and I'm not, so this is great. So I'm going to tuck that away, and there's also this little thing right here. There's just so many different ways to check yourself, but it has a point and a line in the middle. It also shows you where exactly it's going to cut, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that. And that's perfect. It did not cut off the tops of the lighthouses, and there's still a little bit above there. And I want to cut this 1.5 inches. So I'm going to measure this at 1.5 inches right here on this side. Make sure it's level at the top. Line it up. Now, the thing is, I don't like that it's going to come up so close to the bottom of these houses and actually cut a little off. So, but I still have some room up here to cut some more off the top and still not cut the tops of my lighthouses. So I'm going to do that. That's good. Okay. So I think this is going to be better. And then I'll still be able to not crop off the bottom of the little houses. Yeah. Well, that's still not good. What did I do? Let's see. Well, it does come right up on the, oh, I see. It does cut off the bottom of the sailboats, but not the sails. So I think that's just as good as it's going to get. So I'm going to cut that. That's good. So I still have the lighthouse, the house, and the sailboat. You just don't see the bottom of the sailboat. So that's good. That's fine. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is to cut my fishnet border punch. I'm going to cut a strip of red of that. And I always try to use my scraps first, so I'm not going to use this new piece. Okay, so I'm going to put my cardstock in, and I want to start at this black line right here. Punch it a few times just to make sure it's cleared out, because I've been using it a lot today. Okay, so start at that line, hold it straight, make sure it's straight across this little raised area, and punch. I do stand up to do this because it just works better for me that way, because you kind of want to lean over it and put your weight on it. Okay, so I'm going to you line it up with a design. Make sure the design covers up the blue, and that means that you're in the right spot, and hold it firmly against the raised area. Move it. So about every couple of punches, scoop away your scraps so they don't get stuck up in there. Punch and match your pattern up. And punch. So now I have that whole strip that I need. Get rid of my scraps. Now, as you can see, only a small little part of that shows, right? So I'm going to take a piece of this beige cardstock, and I'm going to cut it, maybe, let me grab a pencil. I'll cut it about right there. I'm not measuring it, I just eyeballed it, so I just want to make sure this has plenty of stuff to stick to on this beige. Okay, so I'm good with that. Now I'm going to mount that on this beige paper. I'm going to grab my silicone mat and my repositionable tape runner. And I'm going, let me first look at this to make sure there's nothing that I messed up on. It really does look good. I don't think I have too many. There's like one little piece there that I need to clean up. Just one. Well, maybe more than one. Just the edges got a little bit shaggy. So it just needs to be cleaned up. And these micro scissors are the best for that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm good with that. So now I'm going to put some repositionable tape runner on the back of this on my silicone mat so that the sticky part doesn't adhere. It only sticks to where it needs to stick. Okay, and then I'm going to mount this on top of my beige cardstock. All right. Now, I'm going to take my 1-inch strip of this, and I want to put it so that it just covers like the tops of one row, but yet still capturing a little bit of it to keep the design. So I'm going to put some repositionable tape runner in little dabs on the back. Mount this here. Sorry, I keep coughing. I've been doing that a lot tonight, but it's because I'm talking so much. And I mean, I've been drinking water, but I guess not enough. Okay, so you just want this to kind of barely come over the tops, but still show a little bit of that dip in the design. I think that's pretty good. Not quite. I want it to come up a little bit more on this side. So it's good to use the repositionable tape runner because it's pliable and you can move things around a little bit while you're crafting. And then over time, it just settles in and it becomes more permanent. Okay, I'm really good with that. Okay, and now I need to cut a little skinny strip of this stripe paper, which I think that paper is so pretty. I love the colors, and I love how these go together. Okay, so that strip is somewhere between 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 of an inch, and it doesn't have to be exact, but I'm just going to go kind of in between those two. So that's, hang on a sec. That's a 1/4. Yeah, sorry, this kind of messes me up. That's a 1/4 of an inch, and that's a 1/2. So I'm going to go about like right in the middle and make sure it's straight all the way at the top, and just kind of make sure it looks straight all the way down and cut. Yeah, that's perfect. So I literally went right in the middle of 1/2 and a 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to mount that on top here, and put some repositionable tape runner on the back. Little dabs, you don't have to do a lot. Okay, so I want one row of my little fishnets to show where it just barely meets up to the bottom of the little pointy part, but still shows a tad little bit of the beige in there. If you put it up too close, it looks like X's instead of fishnets. So I'm going to come down a little bit. Yeah, that's better. That's good. I should have cleaned that little piece up a little bit. Sorry, it moved on me. Yeah, that's good. Right there. Right on the bottom of the little pointy part of that row. Okay, and rub it really good to make it stick. Now, I did cut my beige too wide, so I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to do it from underneath. I don't want to crop off any of that design, so I'm just going to go underneath and cut this beige. I could have done that before I put the stripe on there with the trimmer, but I didn't think about it. So I just don't want that beige to show sticking out past the stripe, because it's on the bottom of the page. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna throw that away because it's not really reusable to me. Okay, now there we go. I need to put a little bit more tape runner where it's sticking up a little bit. Okay, and then I need to clean up this little edge a little bit just because it's not 100% straight, and I'm going to do that with these little micro scissors. Okay, I'm good with that. Now, I have the bulk of the border, and now all I need to do, I just threw my tape runner down by accident. Okay, now all I need to do is add my embellishments. Now, this is a little crab that goes with the border maker system. So, and I will say, if you like this, this is on the hot list already, so it means it won't be around much longer. It came out and it's selling out really quick. It's really cute. So if you want that, I would encourage you to order that ASAP. I did order a few to keep in stock, but not a ton. I hope they last through the weekend on the website, but I don't even know if they will. By the time you see this video, they might not. I'm not sure. But like I said, I do have a few. Okay, to use the border maker system, you put the cartridge in here. Okay, and then you open this like this, and you put your cardstock in there. This is one that I've already cut, and it's just a scrap. It's not going to show. I just want to use up my scraps. And then put the cardstock in the slit right there. Line things up so that the notches match, and punch. Pull it out, plop it in, and punch. Pull it out, plop it in, and punch. This is how to do a whole row of crabs. Okay, but let me say, I don't need a whole row, but I'll have these for another project. But going forward, if you just need one or two little crabs, you can just take a scrap piece of paper, and you don't have to use the whole tray and that whole thing. You can just put your paper in here and do one punch, and it works sort of like a standalone punch. And that way I could just get one little crab without doing a whole row. A lot of people don't realize you can do that, but you can. So I have that one little crab, and he's gonna go right here. I just needed a little pop of red right there, and I used these two stickers, which are on these sticker strips. So I used this one, and the reason they're coming off, I've already used it, but I peeled it back off. And then I used this little relax. So I would put that there and that there. I'm not going to actually mount these because I want to reuse these stickers, but that's where I would put that. And then I would put a little repositionable tape runner on the back of this little crab and stick him down like a sticker. He's cute. So then he would go like a little sticker. So that's how you do that border. It's really easy. And just to show you how I did the rest of the page. Sorry, I need to get that out of the way. It's really cute. Bear with me just one second. Okay, here we go. This paper is really pretty as a background. I like a background that's not super busy usually, but it has a little texture and design to it. So I love this watercolory and two-tone or three-tone look to it. So that's what I used for the bottom. So I would just put repositionable tape runner on the back of my border and mount it here. And then you can see the sizes of photos I used. I just, if I want to mat a photo with a skinny mat, I just cut it. If the photo's 6x4, I cut the mat 6 1/4 by 4 1/4, like a 1/4 inch bigger. So I would cut one side and flip it in one other side. So I cut two sides, the horizontal and the vertical side, 1/4 of an inch bigger than the photo. And then this right here. Bear with me just a second. I need to find it. It's a photo mat. Yeah, here we go. This is one of the mats that comes in the variety mat pack, but to use the whole thing, it was too big, and I really just wanted to get a small amount. So I drew pencil lines where I wanted to cut, and it turned out to be, I believe, 1.5 inches off the top and bottom. Yeah, so I would just use my trimmer and cut 1.5 inches off the top and bottom, and then I would end up with this, and I would mat that with a little bit of navy blue paper. So that was really pretty easy to make. I like the different look of this, and just y'all, so you know, I didn't come up with this on my own. There was a picture in the marketing memes that Creative Memories gives us, and I just basically took the picture and just changed it just a little, but basically did the same thing. I might have changed the stickers or something and added the crab. But I like that it just did, you can make a border punch look different by just using a little section of it. Okay, thank y'all for watching my video, and hope you have a wonderful day.